this is my last one. As you can see, I've done 3 others. And this one, I'm finding the pencil is running out, so what I'm going to do is put a little pencil on the back. It's not been transferring well, so I need to add more pencil. And then I'm going to put this on here. Now I'm finding that it's running out of the square, so I'm going to tilt it a little bit for the bird snake. And I'm going to just trace over that with my pencil. And now I'm going to straighten up to add this. See how that transferred? Now I'm going to straighten up to add this little plant element. All right, so nicely transferred. I'm going to go over with my pencil. Erase those lines I don't want, because when I was covering the back with pencil, it transferred the drawings, so you don't want that. And any lines that you don't like, you can go back and erase at this stage. You don't want to have lines you don't want. So again, I'm going to erase the bird part that I don't like. And if the snake lines, I don't like those, I'm going to erase those. Okay, now I'm ready to do the cutting. So now that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, I'm going to label them. So I want the same ones across from one another. So this is going to be A, this will be B, this will be C, and this will be D. I'm doing that because I need to know what order. So I'm going to, this is the back, so I'm going to write A, B, C, and D. Now it's time to get my scissors out and cut out the shapes. So to do that, I'm going to start by cutting out my entire lantern side carefully. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the negative space. So these shapes are going to be cut out and the rest is going to stay in. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and cut through the bottom here and just sort of continue up until I get close to the cutouts. And I'm just going to cut out using my scissors. This is cardstock, so it's easy to cut using scissors. Just going to cut my shapes out. And the rest I'm going to leave in. Okay, I may have to come from that. So I want to be really careful here because I want to leave everything else, but I want to cut these shapes out. This can be a little tricky. If you have a curve, it's better to do it with the very inside of your scissors. And it's better to move the paper and not the scissors, I've found. Okay, so I've got to be really careful to keep this corner. So again, I'm just using the inside of my scissors, not the tips. Okay, I'm almost done with this shape. Come up here. Right. This is where it gets a little tricky. I could actually cut this and just cut the other part out. I think I'll do that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. I'm going to save this because sometimes if something goes wrong here, I can use this in another way. So I'm going to hold on to those shapes just in case. I'm going to cut this last shape out. Trying to be very careful not to bend any of the paper because this is going to be our lantern, right? It's going to look like this. We're going to tape this back together. So now I need to get my little bird snake. And sometimes if you find you have a pointy corner, you can just approach it from the other side. And there's my bird. I'm going to cut this out. All right, so now I have one side, and I'm going to use tape to tape that back together. And I'm going to cut out all the rest of my sides exactly the same way.